Ever wonder how the United States became the country it is today? From a few scattered colonies to a global superpower, it's a story of struggle, triumph, and constant change. In this video, we're going to visualize the entire history of the USA year by year. We'll watch as the map transforms, key events unfold, and the nation grows from its humble beginnings to the modern era. So get ready for a rapid-fire journey through American history from Jamestown to the digital age. Our story begins in the early 1600s. While Native American civilizations had thrived for centuries, European powers were setting their sights on the New World. The Spanish were in the south, the French in the north, and in 1607, the English established Jamestown, Virginia, their first permanent settlement. 13 years later, in 1620, the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, seeking religious freedom. These early colonies faced incredible hardships, disease, starvation, and conflict, but they laid the foundation for what was to come. Over the next century and a half, 13 distinct English colonies would take root along the Atlantic coast, each developing its own unique economy and culture. By the mid-1700s, life in the colonies was changing. After fighting alongside Britain to win the French and Indian War, the colonists felt a new sense of American identity. But London saw things differently. To pay for the war, the British government imposed a series of taxes: the Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts, the Tea Act. Colonists were furious. Their rallying cry became "No taxation without representation." Tensions boiled over with events like the Boston Massacre and the Boston Tea Party. Finally, on July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, a bold announcement that the 13 colonies were now free and independent states. Declaring independence was one thing, winning it was another. The American Revolutionary War was a brutal 8-year struggle against the most powerful military in the world. Led by General George Washington, the Continental Army faced incredible odds. Key victories at Saratoga and Yorktown, with crucial help from allies like France, turned the tide. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially ended the war, and Great Britain recognized American independence. The challenge now was to build a nation. After a rocky start under the Articles of Confederation, leaders gathered to draft a new framework. The result was the U.S. Constitution, a revolutionary document establishing a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. With a new government in place, the young nation began to look westward. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson made a stunning deal with France, the Louisiana Purchase. Overnight, the size of the United States doubled, fueling a powerful idea called manifest destiny, the belief that the nation was destined to stretch from coast to coast. Pioneers in covered wagons headed west on trails like the Oregon Trail, seeking land and opportunity. But this expansion came at a terrible cost. Native American tribes were systematically displaced, forced from their ancestral lands through treaties, conflicts, and tragic events like the Trail of Tears. The nation was growing, but its expansion created deep and lasting wounds. As the country expanded, a deep division was growing within it: the issue of slavery. The industrial North and the agricultural South had developed into two different worlds, with economies and ways of life that were fundamentally at odds. Tensions reached a boiling point with the election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860. Fearing he would abolish slavery, Southern states began to secede, forming the Confederacy. The Civil War began in 1861. It was the deadliest conflict in American history, pitting brother against brother. In 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing slaves in the rebellious states. After 4 long years, the Union emerged victorious. The period that followed, Reconstruction, aimed to rebuild the South and integrate newly freed African Americans into society, though the struggle for true equality would continue for generations. The late 19th and early 20th centuries brought an explosion of growth. This was the Gilded Age, a time of rapid industrialization. Railroads crisscrossed the country, factories sprang up in cities, and inventions like the telephone and the electric light bulb transformed daily life. Immigrants from Europe and Asia poured into the country, seeking jobs and a better life, forever changing the cultural landscape. As its economy boomed, the United States began to flex its muscles on the world stage. The Spanish-American War marked a turning point, and America emerged from the conflict with new overseas territories. The nation was no longer an isolated republic. It was becoming a global power. The 20th century would test America like never before. The country was drawn into World War I in 1917, helping to secure an Allied victory. The Roaring Twenties followed, a decade of prosperity and cultural change. But it all came crashing down with the stock market collapse of 1929. The Great Depression was a time of immense hardship for millions. The nation only truly recovered as it mobilized for World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 thrust the U.S. into a global conflict against tyranny. After the Allied victory, America emerged as one of two global superpowers, locked in a tense decades-long Cold War with the Soviet Union, a rivalry that would define international politics for the rest of the century. Back at home, the second half of the 20th century was a time of profound social and technological change. The civil rights movement, led by figures like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., fought to dismantle segregation and secure equal rights for African Americans, leading to landmark legislation. At the same time, the space race against the Soviet Union captured the world's imagination, culminating in the historic moon landing in 1969. The century closed with another revolution, the rise of the personal computer and the internet. The digital age dawned, connecting the world in ways never before imagined and fundamentally reshaping the American economy and society. Today, the United States stands as a complex and dynamic nation. It's an economic powerhouse and a leader in technological innovation from Silicon Valley to medical research. But it also faces significant challenges. Deep political divisions, debates over social issues, and a changing global landscape are all shaping the country's path forward. The story of America is still being written every single day. So what does this incredible journey tell us? From a handful of colonists to a nation of over 330 million people, the history of the USA is a story of constant evolution. It's a timeline of expansion, conflict, innovation, and the ongoing struggle to live up to its founding ideals of liberty and justice for all. It's a history filled with contradictions, triumphs, and tragedies, all of which have shaped the America we know today. Thanks so much for watching this journey through American history. If you found this visualization helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments which historical event you'd like to see covered next. See you in the next video.